You know, a lot of these people don't know the history of the 1990, but like how Ski Federation just stole snowboarding from actually a snowboard federation that had stuff going. It's so easy for them because they have so much power in the sports politician world with TV companies and sponsors, so it's like pretty much like stealing candy from kids. That's how easy it was for them. But then everybody who supports them is insane. It's not even like the athletes, it's like the journalists in snowboarding. They don't really do anything about it, really. I think they're a bunch of cowards. And then you have like the coaches and the team manager in the industry. You know, like why wouldn't everybody like stick together and like develop their own sport instead of being dictated from another group that doesn't have anything to do with snowboarding or action sport? Well, I think all countries have their beauty of nature, and then I think all countries have something good, and then I think all countries have a lot of bad things.
Norway's kind of this anomaly of a country. You know, it has some mountains and it has coastline and everything like that, but it's almost like astonishing how much talent comes out of such a small place.
I don't know. Norway's like just a small country way up there on the map. It's all hills, it's gray, it's cold, it's dark. We learned to snowboard on this fucking ice. You don't want to fall, because if you fall, it's bad. So you learn to land on your feet. We couldn't just go out on the good days because we'd be snowboarding like maybe 5 days a year.
I think maybe around 91 or something, they were trying to make like a national team in Norway, but like obviously we didn't feel a part of it, and why should we? You know, we were kind of like company riders.
I think the best way to describe Terje is just he's a purist. You know, he wants the very best for himself and for snowboarding, and he's gone above and beyond anyone else to really make it a point to stick up for snowboarding and for himself.
He put snowboarding on the map in Norway. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't snowboard.
Terje was probably one of the first names that I knew of, because like he still is a big name in Norway.
If some old lady asks me what I do and I like tell her I'm a snowboarder, she doesn't have any idea of what I do, but she knows who Terje is. It's like, oh, do you know Terje?
He has a reputation in the industry as being someone who will tell it to you straight, that's for sure.
He has a lot of opinions, she's entitled to, of course. He is not afraid to rip you a new one if he doesn't agree with you.
I remember like when I won this world championship in '93, and this guy from the National Association, he ran over and threw a flag in my hand, and I don't know why I grabbed it, but I really regret that I grabbed it, you know, because I don't know why I was waving a flag for, because, you know, obviously you could be proud of some things in your country, not everything. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I should have waved my local hotel and my bank that was sponsoring those first trips for me, or a Burton Norway flag, you know. Because like a lot of those, you know, national teams, they can't take credit for what the parents did for their kid, or even just the kid did for himself, you know. I saw too when like I did the first World Cups and like I started meeting the guys who you saw in the movies, and you could totally see that they were not there really for the competition. Like Mike Rankwit, Chris Roach, and Noah Selesnik. He was actually really good in competition, but he was also doing all the filming, and then Craig Kelly was always making his own movies, and that's why I quit doing competition in '94. I didn't do the World Cup anymore because it's like eating up your whole season. Or you kind of lost all the stuff that snowboarding has to provide because it has so many aspects. And I just felt like I'll do a little competition. I like competing and I think it's cool for the sport, but there's a lot of like directions I didn't like too. I think our eyes are more on the top part of the mountain now, not only on the wind lips and the cornices, right?
Yeah, just get a couple more turns.
Yeah.
Riding lines.
I want to get the line that I can go straight and just do a fucking sideways skidding turn to make some dramatic snow feature.
I might send it that way, but you just want to send it so you don't land on that pepper.
Or to the looker's right of the pepper.
That was like a nice half pipe run area.
Yeah.
You got two.
I grew up with my big brother as my best friend, and when we found snowboarding, that was like, it kind of like, for both of us, like this is what we want to do, because no one asked us to do this. No one told us how to. We just figured it out on our own,
I think a lot of the competition guys, slopestyle guys, kind of like Torgeir, and I think some of those guys figure out a good balance with mixing up competition and get to free ride and film too in their snowboard career. I think they see the importance of it, and then sometimes competition can really suck, and it really depresses a lot of people, and they kind of just want to get away from it. But at the same time, that's kind of what keeps their career going.
It's just the progression part, and I think that's what makes contests interesting to me, because a lot of people don't get why we compete, and like, it's not like I want to beat everyone, like I want to be better than anyone else. It's like, it's more of how far can I take this, and competition is a really easy way of measuring that,
He landed.
I think so. If I need someone to talk to, if there's like something bugging me or like something I can't get out of my head, I always call my brother or my dad, because they always have the answer, or not the answer, but they see things differently, Having them there was a big deal for me, Like my grandmother flew from Spain to come watch, for a weekend.
That's the ace in my sleeve. I'm gonna pull it out. Wait and see.
Like the fact that they put in all that effort to come support me, you know, and watch, it was huge. And I really wanted to do good, or like show them that it wasn't for nothing. You know? That was a fucking heater, man.
No, I think like when you're young and in a certain age, you don't really think about what you could do or you can influence people, you know? You just kind of like, you're just out there because it's fun and you want to do it. And like trick-wise too, you know, you just like, with your friends, you're like, oh, let's try this. Let's just try a different variation. Let's see how far we can push it.
You know, if you compared someone like Marcus to a musician, once in a great while you get this amazing person who can literally play the same guitar that everyone else is playing, but play it in a totally different way. And that's when you get, you know, people like a Jimi Hendrix type of person, you know?
We don't really have that many choices in Donbass. We don't really have that much, so we pretty much just do what we can because it's a small town and the only thing that you're doing is just snowboarding. I don't remember the first day, but I've seen a couple of video clips from like the good old days. I don't know what I thought. I was just super happy to like just go snowboarding with my dad and like friends.
The time that we're in right now and the stuff that he needs to do to be where he's at now for the next, 5-10 years, he probably will be, is insane. Because the level right now is just crazy. Because now snowboarding's become like this household thing, you know, like where people who don't give a shit about snowboarding, like they start thinking like, oh, we can make some money off of this, and then they start coaching up young kids and talent from what they can walk basically, and turning it into this crazy thing. And for him being from a place like that and doing it like organically the way he's doing it is insane.
When I was 13, I landed my first triple cork. That's probably when I figured I could do this and like put it into contest in a contest run, and just wanted to like progress more and more and just learn new tricks, new triples, and just put them together into a slopestyle run.
He doesn't have anyone to tell him how to snowboard. Like he doesn't have a coach. Like he figures this everything out himself.
Jeg hadde sagt denne ventetråden som hva får gjøre. Hvorfor ikke? Fordi
I feel like I'm snowboarding the way I want to right now. I compete, but at the same time I can do some fun things on the side. Our season pretty much just contest, but like in the meantime you can just go home and shred and like do what you really want to. I feel like that's the perfect thing for me right now.
He literally lives on the hill. Like he can walk to the lift. They build him what he wants them to build. So he pretty much has his own private snowboard park, which he rides himself. I would never have the motivation to go out there and do all those tricks alone. So that kid is just like out of this world.
any activity or sport that is really fun, always going to be around, no matter what, you know. And you're always going to have people that try to put it into federations, and you know. But I think we already see it now in snowboarding that you have all these roots, local contests that gives a lot for communities and areas, and then you know, like if you look at the kind of like mainstream and the elite side of it, you know, I'm not sure where it's going to go, you know, but it's hopefully the athletes would take control over their own sport instead of being dictated by older men that don't do sports, you know.
There's always going to be people who want to go out there, have a good time, be on the mountain, be outside, have fun with their friends. That's never going to go away. There's no one telling you what to do. There's no one telling you how to do it. It's just like you're doing what you feel like doing with the people you feel like doing it with. And I don't think that's ever going to go away, no matter how much corporate bullshit you put into it. Some people are always going to go out and snowboard because they love to snowboard. Just out there having fun with your friends and enjoying snowboarding and nature and being outside, and this is like why I snowboard, you know.
be a trip being in the air and like looking down at a giant stone.
Oh my god.
Dude, this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Get up and up out. Pat and I can't be putting the clinic on all day, alright?
Yeah, guys, we've been doing a lot of straight air.
Let's go do anything.
There's something out there, but I can't see what it is yet.
It's the garbage can, man. Have fun.
Oh my god!